going on this mysterious continent at the South Pole.
The planet Earth is not only hollow, poles are actually thin, and there are actually entrances into the inner core at the north and south poles of the Earth.
Antarctica is a mysterious continent that has long captured the attention of researchers and the public with its uncharted and unexplored bounds. It may look like a massive expanse of nothingness and ice, but beneath its frozen surface lies a world brimming with undiscovered wonders. From a 90-million-year-old rainforest to a land bridge the dinosaurs used, here are 20 fascinating recent discoveries in Antarctica that could change history. Number 20. 1-million-year-old DNA sample. A team of scientists was on an adventure in the Scotia Sea, just north of mainland Antarctica, as part of the International Ocean Discovery Program. Little did they know, they were about to stumble upon a genetic treasure trove buried beneath the seafloor. It's like finding a time capsule, but instead of artifacts, it contains snippets of DNA from microorganisms dating back a mind-boggling 1 million years. These snippets of genetic material, known as sedimentary ancient DNA or cetDNA, which is just a fancy way of saying it, were accidentally collected from up to 584 feet below the seafloor. Although scientists can't pinpoint the exact species to which the oldest cetDNA belongs, they do know it comes from a eukaryote. Hold up, what's a eukaryote? It's a fancy term for an organism that could be an animal, plant, or fungi. The majority of the cetDNA samples belong to diatoms, a type of phytoplankton that still exists in oceans today. Number 19. Antarctica is turning green. The days of Antarctica being a frozen wasteland might just end soon. Moss is taking over Antarctica, turning it green. Yes, you heard it right. Rising temperatures have caused ice to melt, creating the perfect conditions for moss to thrive. Now, don't rush to pack your swimsuits for an Antarctic vacation just yet. We're not talking about a full-blown rainforest here. In fact, less than 1% of the continent is covered in plant life. But hey, even a tiny splash of green in this icy paradise is a big deal. Antarctica is heating up. It's one of the fastest warming places on our planet. The number of days above freezing levels has skyrocketed, and temperatures on the peninsula's west coast have shot up by a staggering 37 degrees Fahrenheit in just a few decades. That's 5 times the global average. Now, why should we care about this change? Well, Antarctica plays a crucial role in regulating Earth's climate. The massive ice sheets act as a shield, reflecting the sun's rays and keeping our temperatures in check. Who knows how it would affect us if it all gets covered in moss? Number 18. Frozen penguin graveyard. Antarctica is a place where penguins reside, and yet it's still incredibly perplexing for experts to find a graveyard of frozen penguins in Antarctica. Back in 2016, researchers made an incredible discovery at Cape Iriser, a place located south of the Drygalski ice tongue on the Scott coast of Antarctica. They found an Adelie penguin colony that had been frozen in the ice for thousands of years, and let me tell you, the penguin remains were in surprisingly good shape considering how long they'd been there. As the team dug deeper, they noticed something peculiar. Toward the surface of the excavation site, they found penguin carcasses that looked shockingly fresh. They also discovered lots of chick bones and excrement stains, indicating that this place had been a breeding ground not too long ago. The researchers found evidence of at least 3 separate breeding sites marked by old pebble mounds, which are typically in penguin mating areas. To figure out how old these mummified penguins were, they used a nifty technique called radiocarbon dating, and guess what? These penguins have been chilling there for at least 5,000 years. But here's where it gets really interesting. When they examined the bones, feathers, eggshells, and other soft tissue, they discovered something unexpected. It turns out that penguins occupied this site for breeding purposes at least 3 different times over the millennia. The last breeding period probably ended around 800 years ago, right when the Little Ice Age was beginning. Maybe the increasing snow levels or other factors made it difficult for the penguins to continue breeding there. Now, here's the mystery that has experts scratching their heads. Why were some of the ancient penguin corpses in better condition than others? Well, it seems like the Cape's environment played a crucial role. Over the last 1,000 years, the conditions at the Cape might have gone through different periods of climate change, which affected the preservation of the penguin remains. Number 17. 90-million-year-old rainforest. 90 million years ago, Antarctica was far from what it is today. Millions of years ago, instead of frozen land, it was a lush tropical rainforest. Instead of penguins, majestic dinosaurs walked in this environment. Researchers found new evidence suggesting that Antarctica was once a swampy paradise. In early 2017, a group of daring researchers decided to take a peek into the secrets buried beneath the seafloor near West Antarctica's Amundsen Sea. They drilled deep and extracted sediment core samples from the vicinity of the Pine Island and Thwaites glaciers. Little did they know that these samples would turn their understanding of Antarctica upside down. After performing CT scans on the samples, the scientists were left dumbfounded. The scans revealed something extraordinary: traces of forest soil, pollen, spores, and even intact root systems. Can you believe it? They could even make out cell structures and identify pollen from the earliest plants ever found this close to the South Pole. And guess how old the soil turned out to be? A staggering 90 million years. This remarkable discovery changed everything we thought we knew about Antarctica. It turns out that this icy continent wasn't always frozen over. Instead, it was a lush, vibrant rainforest teeming with life. Imagine what other creatures lived on this continent millions of years ago. Number 16. Maori sailors were among the first ones to reach Antarctica. For long, the question of who reached Antarctica first has been a mystery. However, a recent discovery revealed that perhaps the long-standing search for these brave explorers would finally come to an end. It turns out that Maori sailors, the incredible seafarers of New Zealand, might have beaten everyone else to Antarctica by over a millennium. This defies the belief that European explorers were the pioneers in exploring the South Pole region. While the first recorded attempts to reach Antarctica didn't happen until the 1820s, with Russian sailors describing a harsh and barren landscape, new research is shaking things up. According to experts who delved into Polynesian oral histories, unpublished research, and wood carvings, it seems that Maori sailors were the true pioneers, arriving on the icy continent around 1,200 years ago. These people were the ones that braved uncharted waters. Traditional oral histories and written ethnographic tales tell the captivating tale of a chief named Hui Te Ranjora, who captained a vessel named Te Ivio Adia and embarked on a daring voyage to Antarctica. Until now, this story has remained hidden, known only within the indigenous communities of New Zealand. For the past 2 centuries, the narratives of Antarctic exploration have mainly revolved around male European explorers. Until now, historians believed that the first confirmed sighting of Antarctica occurred in 1820 by a Russian expedition. Then, in 1840, an American explorer named John Davis was thought to be the first to set foot on the continent. It's becoming increasingly clear that Maori sailors possessed the maritime skills and knowledge to navigate these icy waters long before the era of European expeditions. They say that history is written by the victors, so we should commend researchers who try their best to know the real story behind every documented fact in history. Now it's time for today's topic. While researchers were conducting a routine scientific expedition in Antarctica, drilling deep into the ancient ice, they were prepared to study core samples of frozen water that could reveal secrets about Earth's distant past. What they didn't expect, however, was to uncover something that would send shockwaves through the scientific community. As the drill broke through an especially thick layer of ice, they unearthed a creature frozen in time, completely preserved, yet unlike anything ever seen before. The creature, which appeared to be a hybrid of marine and reptilian characteristics, had long fins, sharp teeth, and a serpentine tail. Initial speculation suggests that it may be an ancient species that lived millions of years ago, trapped beneath the ice for eons, frozen in a perfectly preserved state. The eerie part is that it seems to share traits with both deep-sea animals and creatures believed to be extinct for millions of years. As researchers worked to analyze the find, some began to question whether this discovery could alter our understanding of life forms that once inhabited Earth's oceans. Though some skeptics remain, the team believes they may have stumbled upon a groundbreaking discovery, one that could unravel more mysteries hidden beneath Antarctica's ice. Number 15. Massive phantom jellyfish. In early 2022, lucky explorers aboard a submersible from the Viking Cruise Line were in for a mind-boggling surprise as they delved into the mysterious depths of the Antarctic. What greeted their astonished eyes was a sight straight out of a sci-fi movie: an enormous jellyfish sporting a UFO-shaped bell and streaming ribbons that stretched an astonishing 30 feet in length. As if plucked from an alien movie, this extraordinary creature turned out to be a rare find indeed, a giant phantom jellyfish to be precise. The researchers managed to capture captivating snapshots of this enigmatic jellyfish and were thrilled to realize the significance of the encounter. Typically, these giant phantom jellyfish prefer to lurk in the fathomless abyss, in depths plunging below a staggering 20,000 feet. However, their appearance in the Antarctic showcased a peculiar behavior. While these mystical beings can be found in every ocean on our planet, the Antarctic seems to be their chosen playground, where they remain in the deepest, darkest depths of the sea. It's like they have an uncanny aversion to the Arctic surface. Why? Well, that's a riddle that even the greatest scientific minds are still trying to answer. After all, there's still a lot we don't know about this creature. With so many unanswered questions surrounding this elusive jellyfish, the giant phantom jellyfish remains an enigma waiting to be unraveled. Number 14. Deepest point of the South Pole. The Factorian Deep sits more than 24,000 feet below sub-zero water, the deepest part in Antarctica's Southern Ocean. For years, it remained uncharted territory until recently, when it was mapped by scientists for the first time. For comparison, This point is equivalent to stacking 17 Empire State Buildings on top of each other. With a robotic submersible appropriately labeled limiting factor, the scientists descended to the depths of the South Sandwich Trench in the Atlantic Ocean. This colossal undersea canyon stretches across approximately 600 miles of seafloor, spanning the gap between South America and Antarctica. To create this map, over 1,200 sonar datasets were collected from various scientific vessels in sturdy ice-breaking ships. They braved the freezing waters to give us a comprehensive picture of the seafloor. This groundbreaking achievement has provided us with a complete and detailed picture of the Factorian Deep, allowing us to better understand the mysteries that lie beneath the Antarctic waters. Number 13. 66-million-year-old egg. A 66-million-year-old egg was discovered in Antarctica, and we don't know what creature laid it. Scientists discovered the biggest reptile egg ever found in Antarctica, and we're talking about a creature that could have stretched a whopping 200 feet long. Researchers believe that this ginormous egg belonged to none other than a mighty mosasaur, a colossal marine reptile that ruled the seas. It resembled the eggs of lizards and snakes, but we're talking about a distant relative of those critters. This challenges the belief of researchers that these creatures didn't lay eggs. Instead, researchers now believe these creatures led an ovoviviparous lifestyle, which means their young broke out of the eggshell immediately after being born. Number 12. 95-million-year-old land bridge and a 100-million-year-old sauropod. In 2018, researchers stumbled upon a nearly 100-million-year-old sauropod skull, incredibly well preserved in Queensland, Australia. This dinosaur, belonging to a species called Diamantinosaurus matilde, was known for its gigantic size and remarkably long neck. These gentle giants roamed the Earth during the Cretaceous period, which took place around 145 to 66 million years ago. The nearly complete dino skull was discovered on a sheep ranch northwest of Winton, Queensland. The fossils revealed that this dino was as long as a tennis court, stretching a whopping 78 feet and weighing around 27.5 tons. That's 3 times heavier than the Tyrannosaurus rex. Now, while the size of this dino was impressive, what made it fascinating was the fact that similar fossils were discovered in Argentina. How on earth did these creatures reach South America from Australia? Well, scientists believe that 95 million years ago, a land bridge existed across Antarctica that allowed massive dinosaurs to journey from Australia to South America. This sauropod may be just one of many creatures that used Antarctica to migrate. Number 11. The only crime in the South Pole. Rodney David Marks was an Australian astrophysicist at the Amundsen Scott South Pole Station in Antarctica. In May 2000, he fell ill and eventually passed away under mysterious circumstances while at the station. His death sparked intrigue and speculation because it was the first recorded suspicious death in the history of the South Pole. After Mark's death, an autopsy was conducted, and it was discovered that he had ingested a lethal dose of methanol, a toxic substance. This raised suspicions of foul play, leading to an investigation by New Zealand police, as New Zealand had jurisdiction over the area where the South Pole Station is located. However, due to the remote and extreme conditions of the region, conducting a thorough investigation proved to be challenging. The case remained unsolved for several years, and various theories and rumors circulated. Some speculated about accidental methanol ingestion, while others considered the possibility of intentional poisoning. However, in 2007, the New Zealand police officially closed the investigation, concluding that there was no evidence to suggest foul play. The cause of Mark's methanol poisoning remains unclear, and the exact circumstances surrounding his death remain a subject of interest and speculation. Rodney Mark's case remains a unique and tragic incident in the history of the South Pole, as it's the only known case of a suspicious death occurring in the region. Number 10. Oscillated fish with transparent blood. In 2011, scientists unearthed a fish unlike any other, the oscillated icefish. This extraordinary creature dwells in the frigid waters of Antarctica at depths reaching a staggering 3,300 feet. So, what makes this creature interesting? This fish possesses completely transparent blood. While the ocean's depths have unveiled many fascinating life forms, from colossal squid to translucent sea anemones, the oscillated icefish stands out as one of the most captivating. I mean, it has transparent blood. Its lack of scales and see-through blood make it an enigma worth exploring. The oscillated icefish challenges everything we know about blood composition in vertebrates. Hemoglobin, the mighty protein responsible for oxygen transport in most animals, is conspicuously absent in this peculiar fish. Scientists are baffled by how it manages to survive without it. Theories suggest that the oscillated icefish's unusually large heart might utilize alternative mechanisms to move oxygen through its body. Some speculate it absorbs oxygen directly through its scale-free skin, taking advantage of the oxygen-rich Antarctic waters. However, the truth remains elusive, and concrete evidence is scarce. So far, this Antarctic resident has found a home in Japan's Tokyo Sea Life Park, where a pair of these rare fish reside under close observation. Number 9. People preparing for life on Mars. Did you know that in Antarctica, researchers are preparing to live on Mars? Nestled in the frigid heart of Antarctica, the Concordia Station stands as a remarkable outpost where intrepid scientists prepare for the extraordinary challenges of life on Mars. With its bone-chilling temperatures, enduring darkness, and unforgiving isolation, this research haven provides a Mars-like environment for researchers to unravel the secrets of long-duration space missions. In fact, one of the most significant parallels between Concordia and Mars is the extreme isolation, which allows scientists to study how human psychology is affected when separated from the rest of the world for long periods. With months of continuous darkness during winter, it also mirrors the psychological and physical stress astronauts would face on Mars. The crew at Concordia must remain entirely self-sufficient, which simulates the reality of living on the red planet without external help. From studying the effects on the human mind and body to testing cutting-edge technologies, the resilient crew at Concordia Station pushes the boundaries of human exploration. They are bringing us closer to the day when we will boldly venture forth to the red planet and turn our Martian dreams into a breathtaking reality. Number 8. Penguin laughing gas. Did you know that penguin poop is bad for you? It's not that the droppings themselves are dangerous, but a considerable amount of them release nitrous oxide, also known as laughing gas, which can be harmful. Danish researchers studying penguins in Antarctica fell victim to this laughing gas after inhaling it, and while you can say they ended up getting a little loopy, you won't believe it. The feces of king penguins in Antarctica contains so much nitrous oxide that it's affecting the mental state of the researchers who spend too much time around them. Talk about a laughing matter. No pun intended. You see, these king penguins have a diet packed with krill and fish which are rich in nitrogen. When they do their business, the nitrogen from their excretion seeps into the ground and interacts with soil bacteria, and voila, it gets transformed into nitrous oxide, sending those gas levels soaring. However, nitrous oxide doesn't only affect scientists. It also happens to be a significant environmental player, packing a whopping 300 times more pollution than carbon dioxide. Before you get too worried, though, let's clarify that penguin poop isn't causing an imminent gas crisis. The amount of nitrous oxide released by our feathered friends is nothing compared to the levels caused by human activities. Number 7. 91-year-old reunites with his wallet. In a remarkable turn of events, Paul Grisham, a Navy meteorologist, was recently reunited with his lost wallet after over 5 decades. It all started back in 1967. Paul accidentally left his wallet behind at a science station in Antarctica, where he spent most of his time researching. Fast forward to 2014, when workers demolishing a building at McMurdo Station stumbled upon the wallet wedged behind a locker. Inside, they found Paul's Navy ID, a tax statement, and even a recipe for homemade Kahlua. Of course, despite all this information, it was still hard to reach Paul. But those who found the wallet were unfettered and determined to return it. One of the workers, Stephen Ducato, embarked on a mission to find its rightful owner. After 6 years of diligent searching and the help of Bruce McKee in the Naval Weather Service Association, they finally located Paul Grisham and made the heartwarming reunion happen. Paul's Navy journey spanned several decades, taking him from Guam and Hawaii to Japan, with a stint in Antarctica between 1967 and 1968. During his time on the icy continent, Paul was one of the few who braved the harsh winter conditions. After seeing his wallet, he remembered all his sacrifices and adventures from the past decades. Number 6. An ancient lake and an amazing creature. You see, the whole concept of hidden lakes beneath Antarctica's icy cover wasn't even on our radar until the 1990s. It was only then, with the help of fancy satellite seismic mapping and ice-penetrating radar, that we started uncovering evidence of these subglacial wonders. And guess what? We now know about nearly 400 of these lakes, all getting their water from the melting base of the ice sheet. Who knew there was an elite, forgotten ecosystem of unknown species right beneath this frozen land? Scientists discovered ancient lakes and animal remains while drilling into the frozen depths of Mercer Lake, a hidden gem buried beneath a staggering 3,500 feet of ice. Who knows what other surprises lie beneath the icy surface of this fascinating continent? As technology advances and our curiosity grows, I can't help but wonder what else we'll uncover in the vast, unexplored depths of Antarctica. Number 5. Hof Crab. In the icy depths of the Antarctic, where the waters are as frigid as an iceberg's embrace, a creature like no other dances its way through the darkness. Behold the legendary Hof Crab, a true marvel of the deep-sea realm. This creature is a true survivor, dwelling in an environment that would send shivers down the spines of lesser beings. Deep beneath the Antarctic ice, where pressure is relentless and the temperature is an icy symphony, the Hof Crab thrives in a world of extremes. It's drawn to the magical allure of hydrothermal vents, where hot, mineral-rich waters gush forth from the depths of the earth. In this hidden oasis of warmth and abundance, the crab finds solace and nourishment. Its magnificent hairy exterior serves not only as a fashion statement but also as a net, capturing delectable bacteria and organic particles that swirl in the vent's currents. The discovery of the Hof Crab sent shock waves through the scientific community. It shattered our preconceived notions of what life could endure and thrive in. Can you imagine what other bizarre sea creatures live near the Antarctic? I bet there's something more freaky than these hairy crabs. Number 4. 17-pound meteorite. During a recent adventure in Antarctica, a team of researchers stumbled upon not just one but 5 astonishingly well-preserved meteorites. These space rocks, which have likely been beneath the ice for thousands of years, are giving us a glimpse into the secrets of the universe. Researchers were exploring the Nils-Larsen Blue Ice Zone near the Princess Elizabeth Antarctica Station when they struck gold, well, space rock gold, to be precise. Among the 5 meteorites they uncovered, there was one standout, a chunky, cantaloupe-sized rock weighing an impressive 16.7 pounds. That's heavier than your average bowling ball. To put it into perspective, out of the whopping 45,000 meteorites found in Antarctica, only about 100 have matched the weight of this cosmic cannonball. That might not sound like a big deal, but aside from its size, it provides valuable information about space. Now, here's where the story gets even more fascinating. The success of this expedition opens up endless possibilities for future research. The team's findings suggest that there could be an abundance of frozen meteorite fragments waiting to be discovered. In fact, they estimate that as many as 300,000 meteorites might be hiding on the ice surface, meaning we've only recovered a mere 15% of these extraterrestrial gems so far. Imagine the untold stories they hold and the knowledge they can provide about our universe. Number 3. Gear from 1930s expedition. In 2011, researchers stumbled upon forgotten gear from Admiral Byrd's epic polar expeditions, left behind and forgotten for a whopping 80 years. A rocky ridge not too far from the South Pole near the Scott Glacier in eastern Antarctica was where they found a bunch of skis and wooden survey poles that belonged to the brave souls who joined Admiral Byrd's second Antarctic expedition way back in the 1930s. The gear they stumbled upon includes crampons, those pointy things that help with grip, and telescopic survey poles. They're marked with the initials of the explorers who were part of Byrd's expedition from 1933 to 1935. 2 of the crampons bear the letters QAB, believed to have belonged to adventurous geologist Quinn A. Blackburn, who led an epic sledding mission deep into the heart of the Antarctic wilderness in 1934. Another crampon proudly displays RR, the initials of Richard Russell, one of the fearless members of Byrd's team. These guys truly left their mark on this frozen frontier. Another remarkable find was a survey pole with the name Cox burned into it. It turns out that E.F. Cox was the talented carpenter who lent his skills to this daring expedition. The discovered artifacts from the expedition were left in a museum in New Zealand, where they remain on display and open to the public. Number 2. Seawater under Antarctic ice stream. Scientists have made an incredible find beneath the icy depths of West Antarctica, a massive aquifer filled with ancient seawater that has been locked away for thousands of years. This groundbreaking discovery is the first time researchers have detected groundwater beneath an ice stream in Antarctica. And let me tell you, it's not just any aquifer. It's like a giant sponge made up of porous sediment and saturated with water. Scientists have long suspected that Antarctica could be hiding these enormous underground water systems. You see, the icy continent has these ice streams and glaciers that slide over permeable sediment, which means water should be able to seep through. Technological limitations prevented us from obtaining direct evidence of these deep hydrological systems. So far, previous research focused more on shallow lakes and rivers near the glaciers and ice shelves. The saltiest water found deep within this aquifer likely made its way there around 5,000 to 7,000 years ago, during a time when the West Antarctic ice sheet was retreating. The water flowed from the ocean into the groundwater system. Picture it, a warm period in the mid-Holocene epoch, and the icy giant slides back a bit to let the seawater in. But as the ice sheet advances again, it acts like a giant gatekeeper, cutting off ocean access and sealing in the seawater, turning it into groundwater beneath the Whillans ice stream. However, we still have so much to learn about the interconnection between the groundwater and the rest of the ice sheet. This discovery allows scientists to map and understand how Antarctica changed over time. It also helps us learn more about the creatures, big and small, beneath Antarctica's ice. Number 1. Century-old fruitcake. Fruitcakes. Anyone? Now, this just might be the most delicious discovery in Antarctica. explorers discovered a century-old fruitcake left behind by explorer Robert Falcon Scott's crew in 1911. Unearthed from inside a Cape Adara hut, it revealed that the South Pole not only harbors a perpetual Christmas spirit, but also serves as a time capsule of Antarctic exploration. What's truly remarkable is the cake's condition. Considering the harsh Antarctic environment, the cold likely acted as a natural preservative, preventing the cake from decaying over time. When this fruitcake was found, it was still wrapped in paper, safely stored inside a metal tin, tucked away on top of a shelf. While it looked surprisingly intact, the researchers joked that fruitcakes were probably made to survive for centuries anyway. This well-preserved delicacy offers a tantalizing glimpse into the past. Its discovery also sheds light on the diet of Scott's crew, which relied on high-energy foods like fruitcake to sustain themselves in such brutal conditions. Researchers noted that while it didn't smell fresh, it definitely looked edible enough to eat. So, would you be brave enough to sample this century-old treat? Which of these discoveries intrigued you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you've heard about any intriguing mysteries at the South Pole, feel free to share those too. Don't forget to check out our other cool videos appearing on screen right now. See you in the next video.